It's summer and it's hot, so in this video I'm going to give you tips on how to negotiate the heat and keep your dogs cool. Gromit doesn't do well in the heat, so I'm going to show you some ways I exercise and entertain him on hot days and some products I use to help keep him cool. Since most dogs benefit from daily walks, we need to get out early to beat the heat and walk at cooler times of the day. During the warm months, take water along to keep your dog hydrated. No, I don't make Gromit carry his own water. Gromit loves water bottles, and when he finds them, he'll carry his prized possession all the way home or to the car. On our walks, I carry a collapsible bowl and cool water for Gromit. Gromit loves his daily walks, but he enjoys them a lot more when it's cool outside. He considers it hot when it's full sun and over 60 degrees. There are cooling jackets for dogs, and by far my favorite is the Chili Buddy, which reflects the sun and keeps the dog's coat substantially cooler. Gromit has a cooling jacket, and it keeps his coat cool even in full sun, but even that's not enough to keep him going when it's hot. Since we don't have a lot of shade in our neighborhood, we jump in the car and head to a place that has far more shade for a morning outing. The place we currently go is an unofficial off-leash park. I don't take my dogs, nor do I recommend people take their dogs to a traditional dog park, since these can be fraught with problems. What many call a dog park would be more appropriately called a dog pen, since these are really nothing more than a large confinement area. There are exceptions to common confinement pens. There are off-leash dog parks that are 20, 50, and even over 100 acres located in a variety of states around the country. There are also places like Central Park in New York City where dogs are permitted off-leash in specified areas of the park from like 6 to 9 each morning and from 9 to 1 each evening. The advantage of large open areas is that it provides dogs opportunities to run and the ability to place distance between themselves and other dogs if they choose. Large off-leash areas also provide a place for activities such as a game of fetch or a game of search and rescue with a favorite toy. Another activity for dogs when it's hot is going to a pet-friendly store and walking inside where there's air conditioning. But this is only practical if your dog doesn't have to walk on a hot surface to get inside. Depending on the temperatures outside and the surface, asphalt can be well over 145 or even 155 degrees or more. Hot concrete or asphalt can seriously burn a dog's paws in seconds. How hot is too hot? One popular test is the 7-second test. Place the back of your hand on the ground. If you can't comfortably hold your hand on the ground for 7 seconds, it's too hot for your dog. Now that we got our morning exercise in, time to go home. Gromit will find a cool place on the floor, eat breakfast, then it'll be time to rest during the heat of the day. During the heat of the day, Gromit usually bounces between the Kuranda bed and the Green Pet cooling mat. The Green Pet cooling pad is nice because it doesn't need any refrigeration and no water and no electricity. It'll stay cold for about 3 hours, which is about the time Gromit gets off of it, moves back to the Kuranda bed. The gel will dissipate the heat in about 20 minutes and it will be cool again. So Gromit during the day will bounce back and forth between the Kuranda bed and the cooling pad. Another way I entertain dogs on warm days is to give them some foodstuff treats. One of my favorites is giving them a piece of chicken jerky stuffed inside a Quizzle. Or we can take a topple, put 2 of them together, put a small and large together, and put some dry food in there and give it to them to entertain them. Or we can add some food to a Kong wobbler and give that to the dogs to entertain themselves. If they get really good and efficient on getting the food out of the Kong wobbler quickly, I take a paper towel and I'll take it and I'll roll up small balls and I'll put that inside the Kong wobbler also to slow down the food coming out. One of my favorite things to do is to give the dogs frozen foodstuff toys. One of my favorites for freezing food is the Westpaw Tux, and this one I've got Gromit's food in there with a little piece of chicken jerky in there. We can also put the Quizzle in a cup and put it in the freezer with water and freeze that, make it even more difficult to get it out. That's something I'll usually give the dogs if it's outside. We can also freeze food in a topple. We don't have to have toys to freeze the food. I like to take a large plastic cup, put a piece of chicken jerky in there, fill it with water, and freeze that for the dogs. And on a warm afternoon in the shade, I'll give that to the dogs in the backyard. Enjoy getting the chicken jerky out of there, and the ice helps them stay hydrated also. Another activity we can do with our dogs is play a find it or search game. This can be done inside the house or outside. So I typically would play in the backyard. So if you put your dog on a stay, I'll have like about 8 pieces of food in my hand. I'll show the dog what I have. I'll tease him a little bit, and then I'll walk around the yard acting like I put down 20 pieces and I maybe only had 8 in my hand to start with. Then I'll release them to go find it. Now they're going to use their nose and search for those pieces of food we put down. Start out making the game really easy. Put the things right out where the dog can see or get to them. And as they get better at the game, as they understand the concept, start making the hides harder. When we get dogs using their nose, it's very tiring for them. So you can exercise your dog quite a bit bit just doing basically scent work with your dog. If your dog hasn't been taught to stay yet, just put them on a leash and use a carabiner and secure them to something, or take their leash and put it on a dog hook, or you can even use a ground anchor and secure their leash there. Another thing you can do, rather than placing all your dog's food in a bowl, we can scatter feed. Same principle, we put our dog on a stay, we take a bunch of food, we show them, we scatter it in an area, and then we give them permission to go find it. Since dogs are natural scavengers and foragers, this is a natural behavior that provides them a lot of mental stimulation, sniffing and hunting for their food. And it definitely has a calming influence on dogs. Another activity many dogs enjoy is swimming, but don't let them swim to exhaustion. But never leave your dog unattended around water. Understand, small and toy breed dogs can be excellent swimmers, but they can get easily chilled. So you need to monitor your dogs for signs of fatigue, excess water consumption. Look for changes in their facial expression and emotional state. If something seems off, get them out of the water. Playing a search game at the park is one of the ways I exercise Grommet on warm evenings. It's a good way of tiring them out without having to worry about heat exhaustion. I'll put Grommet on a stay and then I'll go hide his toys somewhere around the kids' play area. Then I'll call him over and give him permission to go search.
Grommet, come. Go find Critter. Show me. Where is he? Oh, good job.
It's wabbit season. Oh boy, wabbit twax.
This ain't rabbit hunting season.
It's not?
No, it's duck hunting season.
That, sir, is an investigated fabrication. It's wabbit season.
Duck season.
Wabbit season.
Duck season.
Wabbit season.
Wabbit season.
Duck season.
Wabbit season.
Duck season.
Wabbit season.
I say it's duck season.
Okay, duck season it is.